Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Pete.
Numnut.
Alpha Numbnut.
Hey, Mr. Pineapple, do you want some candy? That's a way to be.
Yes, please. Yes,
Andy
please.
Van Batman.
Good evening.
Evening, Benny.
Good evening. How is everyone? Benny, do you want some candy? Yeah, that's really creepy.
I gotta hop
We
off
got
for a
Batman
meeting.
in the house.
Cheers, everybody.
Later, Gecko.
Later, no.
So lots going on, but Piyush, we haven't got anything to talk to them about tonight or show them, do we?
No, I mean, it depends on, I was just telling them that anything I say today can technically be construed as 1st of April joke because I wasn't really here on 1st of April, right? So with that in mind, we do have something, and not just something, we actually have a series of something that people are going to get to see over the next couple of weeks if they come to the AMAs every time. Every
Pretty
Monday.
cool.
Nonsense is that you miss April Fools. That's it. You miss April Fools.
I think the thing that we can safely say is that we did actually say that we would, by this stage, have a very strong indication of what the world was going to look like, and that is the case. All right. So, what have we missed? Where are we up to? Questions. I know that there's been a lot of questions that have come through over the last few days in relation to the economic model as well. So, if you've got any questions in relation to that, let them rip.
I know Piyush missed the first edition wheel on Friday.
Did he?
Like I was anything.
I think we can do some giveaways this week for sure. There's a lot to look forward to and a lot of good stuff happening. So I'm pretty cool to do that. All right. So where do we start with questions? Any that have come through, Pete, you've been talking to with the guys? Everybody got their strategy and game theory worked out? Mentioned assets. What's an asset?
What I said, Benny, was that over the next couple of weeks, you guys are gonna see some assets being released from us. What I left was what an asset is. I didn't really go deeper into that. Uh, what is an asset? I think everyone will find out over the next couple of weeks when we start showing some stuff around, right?
Yes. Actually, if just someone's also mentioned RFOX 2020 giveaway, I'll tell you what we could do. It'll have to be a pretty good bloody competition. Did you see the? Did anyone see the tweet with the cog? No, obviously not. No, so nope, haven't got any game theory down. I'm waiting for tournament info to begin. Okay, that's good. That's fair enough. What sets are RFOX team working on? Would love to trade. That's good. Let's see if people answer that. What's the purpose of the new avatar and apartments model? The burning of cogs, we are just spending more on avatars or swapping one NFT for another with burning cogs. So that's a multifaceted question. So the thing is that it provides the theory that we've been talking to people about is it provides a liquidity option for people that might want to lighten their cog load. It actually gives people a chance to get into a different part or different market. It allows people that are holding cogs to have more scarcity. It allows people that want to keep tubes and stake them to get higher rewards because they're sharing with less people. You've got the opportunity to then earn rewards from your avatars or apartments in the vault. So it's a chance to showcase the interoperability of cogs actually fitting into the vault as well. So there's like a lot of different layers or elements to that. Fight to the death for RFOX 2020 in VR. Gold cog, yeah. Monte Cristo, the gold cog. They're actually the gold cogs are actually, they're quite small in real life, but they come with certification and all the rest of it. They're worth 5 figures, so they're solid gold. They're definitely a must-have. Elaborate, Ben. I didn't think we could get any more futuristic. Science and technology quarter will take it up a notch. This is the 4th quarter and will complete the scale and balance of the Vault. Well, all I can say is that, as Piyush mentioned before, we'll be able to spoil what that actually looks and feels like very shortly.
Yeah, that's my home in the Vault.
Yes. Will we be told about what's happening with management changes in RFOX games? Yes, looking to do that this week, madame. My plan, just buy more cogs, RFOX, and not burning. Actually, I was just talking to Pete about this a couple of hours ago, and I was saying it's a really interesting suggestion or thing that you're saying there, because I think probably 50% of the people that I've been talking to it's a bit 50-50 mix between whether people will burn or hold for scarcity, and some people are doing a bit of both. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Seems like once the burn for avatars is over, nothing else for deflation. Seems like once the burn for avatars is over. Well, the whole idea of those. Yeah,
the burn for avatars is not the only thing that is going for deflation. We'll be announcing something pretty soon-ish for deflation.
You know.
When it's ready, then I'll
There
let
is a-
Phil. I'll let Phil announce it.
Oh, so my fishing worked.
There you
No,
go.
we've talked about this.
Twitter is up 22% this evening as Musk purchased 9.2% stake. When are you buying Twitter out, Benny? You'd be better off to build something different, wouldn't you? Don't already have the set going for 2. Benny, how can we get one of those gold coins? Yeah, that's what we'll announce soon on how you can get your hands on one. Why did someone give you a clown? It's interesting. Only got dupes. All shop owners receive one for free. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? When will the new system kick in, Benny? Okay, so we'll announce that very shortly. We've got already people. Let us show you tonight. Show you what we've got coming up as far as the build's concerned. We've got our world builders, the world builder starting tomorrow internally, as well as also working with external parties. And we've also got people working. We've actually got people dedicated to the avatars side of things, as well as also physical assets. So it's all underway. We're trying to make sure that we really focus on making sure we get that MVP out for the Vault, and also dropping other products we've hinted about in the different channels. Piyush might be able to give us a bit more context on what's coming up, if you would like to, or do you not want to?
We'll show everyone, Benny. Going forward, every AMA, we would try to show you how we are progressing on the build, but we'll start off with showing what the new look and feel looks like.
Yeah. What needs to happen to get RFOX 2020? They're going to be like gold. Yep. So did Fads leave RFOX? We will explain all of that this week. I've got 3 time traveler foils that you didn't have want to trade. I love time traveler foils. How much is a time traveler foil going for now? Hi, how is the onboarding of major accounts to the NFT platform running? All on track? Where do we stand for regular users? Pete, do you want to talk about the NFT platform as far as regular users' capabilities are concerned?
When you say regular users, you mean end users or as clients of RFOX? KB76.
We found.
I was
So
referring
for
to
the end users, our platform, facilitates the content creators, NFTs creators, to create their collection, and then we'll also facilitate them to deploy, their website and all that. And then you, as an end user, will just need to use their site, so that we don't have to maintain that. Think of it like the Reebok drop that we did. The site is maintained by Reebok's partner, and then we just have a small widget that says go mint your stuff.
Spirit animal. That's pretty cool. Drinks 18 beers and fights the cow. That should be for sure. I saw a few nice tweets from Void Cyber. Can you comment their work for RFOX in the last months? Yeah, so Void is still working very closely with us. They've got a number of things. I'll let them talk about. Three major things about what they've been working hard behind the scenes. Obviously, everything that they do. Got a bit someone your background noise there, Pete. That sounds like someone's trying to change your record.
Got him, Benny.
Got him. Awesome. So yeah, they've been working hard behind the scenes, and they've got a couple of things about to drop, and all of the things that they build are coursing through RFOX, which is just awesome. So all of those projects will launch on our platforms. I call him Bruce. Count me in. Have you discussed live streaming allowance during the MVP? You and Luke did not agree last AMA. But did we not? Do tell. Explain further. I hate it here. I want to go home. Really? I call him Bush Pig. Any other announcements this week? Saw a tweet from Void Cyber. There's lots coming up. That's what we were saying with the amount of stuff that's dropping in the next couple of weeks. And as you know, we've said this many times before. We've already. I don't think people understand how big the announcements we've made recently are with the economic model, with the Valt MVP. There's a lot coming together now, and obviously with that stuff coming together, it means that a lot of the people that are clicking into us are getting closer to going as well. So it's a pretty crazy time, and it'll be a congested time as well with lots of stuff happening. So it's exciting. It's finally getting to a point where we start to really see the wheels get fully into motion. Definitely won the first shop in the first quarter. Who thinks we should make an actual peasant avatar in the upcoming collection? Only 6 thumbs up. 7.
Do it, Benny.
I think we have to. Don't have a choice, do we? There you go. I think that's going to be awesome.
And then they have everybody as my lord.
Every time they walk past you, it makes a sound of like a can shuffling with a few coins in the bottom. Oil time traveler floor is 1,000 wax, 376. Not bad. Can you confirm that Void Cyber are doing some awesome stuff? I can, and I think that some of it's beyond awesome. One or two things in particular are just fantastic. But the good part about it is it all kind of rolls in, and it flows back through the RFOX system. So that's just really good. How will the whitelist work for the new avatars? Again, we will. We've had lots of suggestions from you guys, which is good. What we wanted to do as well before we bring out the proper paper was to wait for some of the questions that were coming through from you guys. So that's why it's really important that you raise any things that you want to know tonight. You started off saying we should be allowed to share content during MVP, while Luke was a bit more unsure if the product would be representable for socials at the MVP stage. You're the CEO, make it happen. Well, mate, if it was up to me, we'd just hit the play button and everything would be in fifth gear from day one with everything we do. But that's why we've got someone who manages product for us to decide when the right time to go is. Floor is rising.
Even as the CEO, he's going, devs, make it happen.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. Like when I used to go back a year and a bit ago, Pete, I used to sit down and say to you, hey, how do we do this? And you go, well, we could try it. Well, we're going to have to find. Well, now it's like you go back to your little internal factory and you can go back and say, guys, here's a problem. How do we solve it? And that's just much better for all of us. Can we get an update on CogSlam on iOS and the roadblocks by Apple? And Trary, I don't know if someone from Games wants to comment on that.
Yeah, actually, I think at this point, Luke might be
Very far away, Phil. Very far away.
Sorry. I think at this point, Luke might be better able to answer. Is he with us tonight?
Luke's not with us, but I can shed a bit of light. It's with regards to the icon login, the RFOX ID login. Apple didn't like that, so we need to change the login flow for Apple. We believe we have the solution on how to fix this, but even if we did implement it, we are not 100% sure if Apple will accept it.
Economic paper announcement screenshots final. So what we've said there, Otto, is that things are subject to change. We've been taking some feedback from people as well, which has been great. You've had some great suggestions. So we did say that that's subject to change based on the fact that we are still getting some great feedback. These iOS shenanigans are a joke. Bloody oath they are. I won't use iOS just out of principle. In your opinion, will RFOX have a higher market cap than Sandbox within the next year? That's a really tough question to ask, to answer. I've got no idea. I can tell you that none of us on our team will ever die or give up until we've actually made sure that this thing's a massive success. It's a matter of how much they do and how the market perceives it. The funny thing in this space, mate, is that if you could draw straight lines, you'd draw them. But the issue is that some of the stuff that's out there is just absolutely ludicrously overvalued, and others of it is just like criminally undervalued. And trying to work out which is not easy. Otherwise, we'd all be squillionaires. Hive has a new design, but early people have problems to complete sets. It's just working a bit different than before. You think it's better or worse than before? It actually used to be really good in the beginning. Interested to hear what people think about that. Several people are typing at the same time. What else did we miss? Yeah, floor is rising by the minute. Complete while you can. I think when we made the announcement, I think the tubes were about $8, weren't they, Pete? For roughly $8 for a common tube. I don't know what they are now.
I don't know. I was told that I cannot buy tubes, and now I think it's too expensive.
I think it started at like $8, and then it was. I think the last I checked, it was about 17.
Yeah, that's double.
Reburning tubes for avatars. What is the thinking of having to burn foil tubes excluding UR? Would you consider changing this proposal so foils of all levels don't need to be burned? We're looking at all options now. There you go. What we're trying to do is crunch the numbers on incompleted sets to try and work out, because we want to make sure that the burn mechanism is a burn, and it burns a lot. Wax Explorer was much better. Yeah, I used to use Wax Explorer a lot. One for you, Piyush. Any tip on influencers interested to do a Valt walkthrough?
Yes, we are talking to a few. We'll hopefully be able to start showing you stuff right after the MVP is launched. I mean, when I say right after, I mean, of course, it will depend on their availability and shoot dates, etc. But we are planning to start showing you stuff right after the MVP is launched.
Yeah. Any tip? That one done. Not better. Still got quite a few bugs. What feedback need for paper full, paper close? Yes, close. What we wanted to do is make sure that we tried to deal with as many of the recurring questions as we possibly could in the content, so that we're not in a situation where it's just like you need to open up a call center to be able to answer all the questions. I won't be burning my rare tubes. We talked about this a lot, just in the design, saying that some people would sit down and say, I spent way too long collecting this stuff. I'm not doing it. I'm holding on to it. And those people would be happy also knowing that there'll be a lower supply of tubes when it comes to staking and other events through gaming. But a lot of it's going to come down to personal choice. We know, as we've stated, some people have said that they're going to burn half, keep half. There'll be a lot of interesting situations, and then what will happen is, while that window exists, if the floor on avatars or apartments is doing well, it might make people reconsider their decisions, and it might make people that have collected on the proviso that they're going to burn, if the floor was lower than they thought, they might say, no, I'm just going to hang on to the tube. So it's going to be very, very interesting game theory once it all opens up. How goes the talks with the companies to provide merchandise to the shopping app, ready to go when launch? So, well, that's multifaceted XP, because we're talking to multiple people. We've got another meeting straight after this one as well. I think from the shopping perspective, that side of things is really heating up now. I think people are starting to understand the benefit of and what value the metaverse brings. So that's really starting to get a lot more heated now. Any decision yet on whether all sets, including Slam Arena tubes, are included? Come back to you with that one shortly as well. Can Piyush explain the overall marketing strategy and structure? Would love some insight on top level and venture level, and also on content gameplay sharing strategy for Vault awareness.
I won't go into too many details on this, Lara, but I'll say this. So, from a company perspective, there are a couple of things that we're trying to do, right? From overall RFOX perspective, the larger goal is to create more awareness about the brand, get adoption of token, to become more prevalent. So what we are trying to do is, so from a company level, you will see more engagement with bigger influencers, trying to get name recognition out on a much more massive level than it is today, right? At a venture level, targets differ venture to venture, right? So when you take games, for example, clear cut, our motive is to get more people to play the game. So, drive more installs at this stage. Slowly and gradually, when people start coming into games, when people start coming into media, wherein, once we launch RFOX TV, our intent would be to start getting more and more people to start consuming content on that. Also get bigger names, influencers, all nano, micro, mid-tier, top-tier influencers to come on in to start figuring out how to use the platform. And once these people are in, then direct them into the NFT features that we are including within it, right? The larger idea is to gather a bulk of people here and then try to circulate them within the ecosystem, right? What we're trying to grapple with and what we're trying to do is to get people in from one product and try to then merge them and get them to take a journey across multiple products, right? And create the ecosystem and show people the value of what we have created in the ecosystem. So at a very high level, that's what we are hoping and intending to do over the next couple of quarters. It sounds very easy when I put it in these couple of sentences, but when you actually get down to doing it, you realize just how complicated it is, simply because of how varied our products are and how we're trying to, get them to beautifully fit together. So that's what we are working on right now, without getting into a lot of specifics at this stage. Benny, is there anything you would like to add on?
No, that's good. That's good. Chooping or not chooping, that's the question. I mean, who would want to burn this? Probably no one. Can you share how whitelist spots for buying an OG avatar will work? Very shortly, Crago, but in the interim, I'd like to hear how you guys, this is what we do here, this is the whole purpose of doing this. How would you guys like to see the whitelist spots for OG avatars working? I'd be very interested to hear your suggestions and feedback. Follow from Friday call, edition 1 tube burn or snapshot. I did talk to Pete about that today. I think that the options, there's still 2 options, but they would be slightly different. Pete, correct me if I'm wrong, but they would more than likely be tube burn or tube stake, as opposed to snapshot. Correct, Pete?
Yes, correct. We want the users to perform an action on chain.
Yeah. How many people will work in Dubai office? That's a really good question, Ziggy. I think we've actually got, effectively, we've got 3 people on the ground here now. But how many we would grow to, or how many people will be based here, that depends on the skill set and where people are located. But at the moment, we've got a few on the ground, and we've got a lot of us are transiently coming in and out. So I personally would look to spend a couple months a year here. And I know that some of the team will sort of come in and out as well. So there's a lot going on here. It's like huge, the amount of the focus and progression, and the fact that they're accepting cryptocurrencies as forms of payment, and they're really doing everything they possibly can to really promote the blockchain space and smart cities, and it's a fantastic little period they're going through here. When the Vault MVP opens, how will we send shareable links into it or individual shops, places of interest? Is there a hyperlink equivalent in the works for use with Android? Pete, you're probably better answering that than me. I would not know how to tackle that. Dump him.
We'll announce it as when we come closer, I guess.
There you go. Very technical. Talking about RFOX TV, how soon will this launch? Is this the e-commerce streaming platform still being built? Or is the e-commerce? So e-commerce streaming will be massive for us. Like I said before, I don't want to say your name. The thing is that we try and also work out what e-commerce streaming is going to look like in the metaverse, and I reckon if we can nail that, that is going to be huge. But as far as TV, I don't know if you want to give an update on when, Piyush, or
Not yet, Benny. Like we mentioned in our roadmap, it's pretty soon and right around the corner.
How did the meeting go you had on Friday after the AMA? All the meetings have gone really well, mate. We've got more tonight, straight after this, going really, really well. We've got a more varied base of people talking to us now, and it's more consistent, and the companies are getting bigger and more, I guess, more savvy to what's possible. Still got a lot of companies that have no understanding of how to enter the space, but got a lot more that are a bit more sort of hungry and savvy for how they could potentially bring their products or services into this space, which is fantastic. So, and we're in a much different position as well. Like I said, we would have pulled on the pant legs of people before and said, hey, you got to come check this out. Now it's much more sort of a, does it add the value that we need it to add? Otherwise, I think there's enough really, really clever people in this space to not require having to do stuff to just sort of get a little bit of short-term attention that doesn't yield long-term results. So we're definitely in a different stage of our evolution than we were before. Okay, so there's some suggestions. There you go. 1 OG for every ultra rare foil set. There you go. And first edition tube, Kogu, ultra rare second edition, RFOX 2020. You're burning cats. We will stake for an avatar. That's one of the suggestions as opposed to a snapshot. Whitelist spots, I'd like to see as many active members as possible earn a spot if they want. Then I would like to see tickets allocated into raffle as per tube score. You may have mentioned this once before. I think that's good. You know that we always look to give back to early supporters. What we need to do is balance that, because you want new people coming in, but you also want to make sure that we've sort of tried to open up as much as we could for COGS holders. We've tried to open up, and we will try and open it up for other people that are active in the community as well. But we don't also want to make it we want to make it fair, and you don't want to make it like you're forced to do something. We want to make it that it's more of a when I say forced to do something, what I mean is we saw a couple of people say, so I've got to spend more money. The thing is that we're offering options to convert some of the things that you've already got. So we'll also look for some creative options for that as well. Also, for new people that don't have COGS, they have to have 2,000 VFOX in their wallet to whitelist. Yeah, so something along those lines. King of COGS, fancy getting on video and telling us about your experience in Dubai. If you do, Piyush will give all of us starter packs. Really? See if you write something. Jesus, look at that.
So I don't know when I promised this, but I'm fairly certain that they're not getting it because I don't think King of Cogs is going to say it.
No, Piyush, remember you promised one person, not everyone. One person
I don't
starter
remember.
pack if they could bring out a video of King of Cogs, but don't think anyone came out with that.
I don't even remember making that one promise. Forget giving it to everybody on the call. But sure, good luck if you can get Glenn to speak.
There is something like a teleport. I'm only here for 1.25 years and not a big fish. Still would love to get my hands on an OG avatar. Let me tell you something, mate. If you've been here for 1.25 years, then that's freaking more important than you can put money behind. There's a lot of people in here that, in the community, I mean, that have been with us for a long period of time. Some of them don't speak. A lot of them have been around since the beginning, and we've obviously had dialogue with them since the start, and they don't speak in these public channels. We've also got lots of people that are very vocal here. It's not about being a big fish. It's about what value you add to the community and the overall ecosystem, mate. So we've got a balance to make sure that people are looked after and rewarded for the participation and the roles that they play. We've got some absolute characters in here. We would stop doing these calls if it was just like, we've got some fantastic, loud, vibrant people here that we love, and they're going to get frustrated from time to time, and they also get deliriously excited from time to time, and that's what we roll with the punches. We go through this together, and you're 100% correct, mate. You don't have to be a big fish. RFOX 20, everyone gets an RFOX 2020, hey? Should get 5 whitelist spots. Is that right? You are still a lot happy RFOX, excluding a lot of happy RFOX holders. No, we're trying to balance this as best we possibly can, mate. The thing is, when we sat down and did this economic model, we had to come out and say, how do we make sure it's got great value for RFOX? And a lot of people are saying, I don't see the value for RFOX. But the thing is that we're talking about plugging in all of these apps and tools and products that we're building and saying RFOX is the accepted and that is the form of currency. And that your rewards will be paid to people that hold the VFOX, and that we're offering people an opportunity to decide for themselves what they want to do with their cogs. And I know that a lot of people are waiting on staking rewards to making those decisions, but even if you had those staking rewards to make those decisions, it would also still depend on trading volumes and interest in the avatars and stuff as well, right? Says the guy who has 1 million RFOX 2020s, people active in the community. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I can't honestly tell you how important that is. And some of you have been with us. There's a few of you that have been with us since literally day dot. I don't even know if you know who they are. Please check DM when you get a chance, Benny, although I'm concerned that might not happen for a few years. I had a look today at the amount of DMs and it was scary. I'll go through the ones that are people that are from here that I know, rather than these people that are trying to sell me exclusive mint now auto whitelist spots to these amazing wallet draining things. Give an OG avatar to everyone who was in CogSlam beta testing, who also went in feedback, report on bugs, etc. The number of reports. We have to get clever with that type of stuff for sure, but we also have to make sure we don't exclude people because there's obviously a small amount. You promised us all, hey Piyush, seeing though we're halfway through, or a bit over halfway through, shall we pause for a second to give people a little bit of a look-see at what we might have on the horizon? Is Pete doing it for you?
Absolutely. Pete is going to show Benny. And you could potentially...
Benny, exactly what's on the horizon. Literally, that's going to be it. On the horizon.
There you go.
You guys want to see something?
But Benny,
it's
before
no longer April Fool's, so...
Pete, Benny, before we go there, do you just want to give the disclaimer once to everyone, please? Just for my piece of mind.
Two disclaimers. A, concept subject to change, but we'll go and undergo building at the moment. And secondly, You guys have asked for a long, long time. We haven't seen updates. We haven't seen progress. What's actually happening? So, someone's picked something out. So it's very important that you understand that the disclaimer is that this is the most important part you can understand. The MVP launching in a couple of weeks' time is all about the function. All about function. This form that we're showing you now and these visuals will obviously take some time to do out, but it tells you the amount of time, effort, and attention you put into what the long-term vision is. And as stated, a lot of this type of stuff will be low heavy for VR, so it is going to be implemented gradually and subject to change. And I think that's what Piyush wants you to know. Someone picked something eerily close to something, so I'm not going to talk about that. Pete?
Yeah, I'm waiting for 3 more thumbs up before I share my screen. These guys are all here, but they're not reading chat or they're not.
We've got a few.
Here we go. There we go.
We've got a few smart people in here. There's always one person that guesses pretty much everything that's happening, but it's never the same person. And I think that's good.
Yeah. Also, disclaimer, what we're sharing here is alpha for you guys. It's our reward to you guys to spend an hour, 3 days a week to spend with, some random dudes on the internet and just talking about random stuff, right? So, sometimes when we announce to the bigger public, like on Twitter and all that, and then you guys were like, oh, what the heck, we've seen that already. It's nothing new, right? But bear in mind that this is really alpha. No one outside of this community will see this, other than you guys. Can you guys see it?
Yeah,
Feel free to. Gecko's not here. Yeah, somebody can reshare if there's. I think there's more than 25 people here. Otherwise, if you guys have seen it, just leave the screen share so that other people can view.
How many are we showing tonight? Pete?
Benny, just one. Do you want to talk about this?
1.
Okay. Yeah, I can talk about this. So the previous design that you saw, we just ditched it and reworked it and made it much better. But ultimately, the design that you're seeing now, you'll notice that it's the central piece has something that is a lot more, looks like it's a lot closer together. It has the 4 quarters on one level, which is different than what we had before. We had 3 with 1 under, so you've got 4 on the one level, which is important difference. It looks like, based on that structure and the tall spires going up, that the area would get smaller, but in actual fact, the quarter sizes are a lot bigger. And the reason that they have to be together like they are is because even if you're using teleporting or trains or transportation systems, it would take some time to get around. So it's important that the layout is structured as best we possibly can to make the ability for you to go from one place to another navigatable. What you'll also notice is over the coming weeks, when we start showing you really detailed, we've got some amazing, because the whole thing's done now, so we've got some really amazing views of each of the quarters. You'll notice that the themes are very, very different. The atmosphere in each looks extremely different, and we'll show you how we do that. But does anyone want to guess what those 4 jutting arms heading up towards the sky might be? Let's give a starter pack away to someone who can guess it.
Elevators.
Probes.
They are.
Oh,
Yes,
Madame
they
got
are.
it.
I actually
Yes.
Madam
muted
got it.
myself to say it before you even finished your sentence. And
Well,
then
there you go.
I didn't realize I unmuted.
So what I can say is, because we're not going to show you this stuff yet, but what I can say is that we've already got some really great visuals on what a top-down view would look like with apartment lights on at nighttime and how the whole ecosystem. So what you're seeing right there, you might think, oh, that looks cool. Wait, once you start seeing ground level stuff, it gets bloody exciting. That's why I was saying, how many have we got to share tonight? I'd love to rip through them all, but we've got a lot of content to drip out. And I think that it's going to be a lot like, as we stated, when we first brought out COGS and we started giving people more and more explanation and views and stuff like that. But as you can see with those apartments, it'll provide an amazing view. Everybody's view will be quite different as far as the different blocks. And I'm sure, I've been asked this before, will certain ones be worth more than others? Anything's only worth what someone's prepared to pay for it, right? So it'll be very interesting to see whether people like one view better than another or price it accordingly. I go into all of these NFT projects that have land and I can never understand why one of them's really cheap and one of them's really expensive. It's just based on what people need to get rid of or want to buy. So will the apartments be enclosed in 4-tier structures? Can't actually explain that just yet. We know. But ultimately, you've also got penthouses and other things. So we'll spoil that very quickly and soon to you. Can't wait for you to see the next one on Wednesday, for sure. Just looks so much better than before. It's just a light years difference. It's gone from Mickey Mouse hour to much, much better. Gonna need wingsuits. Interesting. I won't spoil what you're about to see coming up then. Base jumping, jetpacks, hoverboards, parachutes. We already know about hoverboards. As far
all
as
those
jetpack,
are available as NFTs.
correct. Tightrope walking from one pillar to the other. I swear to God, I just did this. Like, is Red Pill here? No. So Red Pill put me on to something in Ho Chi Minh. I was actually really disappointed with it, to be honest, but the idea of it was cool. You go up to the top of one of the big, the tallest building in Ho Chi Minh, and they put you on a safety harness thing and you walk around this glass top. But then you also put on a VR headset and you walk to the end of this little plank, which is indoors and you can't fall or anything, and you jump, and then it makes it feel like you're falling, skydiving off the top of the building. The graphics could be better and stuff, but a lot of people go there and buy tickets and do it. But that type of stuff actually would work really well with good sound effects and good quality sound. And that's why we're really excited to get the people in to build and extend this stuff out. But yes, when Spaceship Drop, Transport, Battle, Leisure. Well, once you start to see Genesis and you start to see the internal part that pulls the you're going to see something straight away that will make you go, crap. We talked about this more than a year ago about something that would be a cool to have, and we finally get it, and I'm really, really excited about it. Super excited. I think some of you will remember what I was talking about. VR-based jumping. Did I miss Alpha? Damn, we're cool. Shotgun the penthouse. I think the penthouses will be phenomenal. Those travel tubes trains into the centre. There is travel tubes trains, yes. I've literally done this already in my me too. Well, you can already, like, in some of the builds, you can jump off of the vault and you can see the vault disappear above your head. It's not hard to extend that out and make it a little bit more. Hope my apartment is soundproof. I don't want to hear the neighbours fight or flush the toilets. What are the other floating structures around the vault? We'll explain those to you shortly. Where is the racetrack at the bottom? Urban Gecko, one of the things I was just touching on. That's important, and I think that it's going to be very, very important going forward. So just wait until we show you the central stuff.
Okay, I answered that question, Benny. I said gone.
Okay. Where are the sewers? That's a great thing about space. You don't have to worry about septic systems, do you? Did you guys hear about the new 5th quarter? The design was finalised by the community last night. There you go. The towers for hiding the Easter eggs. Oh, Easter eggs will be a big part of what we do going forwards. Easter eggs are something we love and have done a fair bit of before. Who the hell is that guy? What is that? I collect cogs. That is freaky. Wait, what? Racetrack, horses or cars? Maybe neither. I'm surprised how many people have guessed certain elements of things. It's been quite amazing. Why not both? Yes. Urban Gecko, there you go. The sewers of the Vault allocated to the true degens. High-level pipeway access to amazing places. A lower-level hidden shanty town you can only see and access if you have an OG peasant. I think the OG peasant's going to be quite sought after, isn't it? Have you read the article Mike Crutch wrote? I have not. Maybe someone wants to link it. If it's relevant. Racetrack for hoverboard racing? Can be, but that's not what we're talking about. Peasantville. Imagine that. Imagine if we've got you get your OG.
It's a hidden 5th quarter, Peasantville.
You don't get your OG. You get a peasant, and you've got hidden access areas that only the peasants can go to, and it's like a city beneath a city. A city of debauchery. That'd be pretty cool. Can a peasant trade in a hoverboard for a trolley? Only Australians would get that. What do they call them in America? Parts. Yeah, good one. You got him to read it. No problems. Peasants of Villania. Name for 4th quarter. Not named yet. I can't wait to show you that. I reckon I'd be interested to hear for people like Pete and the team and Piyush that have actually seen the quarters. What's your favourite if you were as bold as to put one out there? They're not going to talk.
I was hoping Pete would say it first, but if I have to go first, I'm absolutely in love with the new Arcamoto, simply because it's bloody mind-boggling, right? And I know, I like music. I mean, don't get me wrong, music is absolutely smashing with the colors and everything we're building. But science and technology, when I saw the pictures, I took my breath away.
That's Pineapple Land, my house.
I actually, when we were talking to the designers and the concept people, we'd mentioned World's Fair. That's all I'll say. But the fact is that I think that's the science has come up. Science and tech's come up really, really nice. But they're also so different. I can't wait until they're all revealed and people actually sort of vote on which they think is the aesthetically the nicest.
I think I'm gonna like the music quarter the most, to be honest. My personal preference is Akamoto and the science quarter.
If you just show us, we can vote now.
I think it's going to be relatively evenly split. But the great part about what's been built is it will conjure. It's 4 different types of heartstrings that it pulls on, and I think what you'll find is that if you go to each of the quarters, you'll feel like you're in a completely different place, which is brilliant. So it'll be a really, really. It's going to be great to get people back again and again to have a look at how different it is, and I think you could spend considerable amounts of time in each of the quarters and not get bored just from the visual perspective. And then obviously the layers of engagement will come in with rewards and activities and Easter eggs and games and all the rest of it. So I couldn't be happier. But I think, as I said, the part that we're going to need your help with as well is explaining to people that what they see now when we go to MVP versus what is and what you're seeing and we're revealing, they're different, and we know they're different. One's based on functionality, one's based on getting an MVP out there. There's a lot of, I keep getting asked, how do you rate yourself against other metaverse projects? And this one's got $50 million or $100 million of funding, and they reckon it's this and it's that. The thing that I would say is, you're only really able to judge once they start bringing something out, and you can actually see that it's going to become a reality. And for us, it's a matter of getting a functioning product to market and then saying, right, now we look for product market fit. We put the bells and whistles on, we polish this, we upgrade this, and that's very, very important. And a lot of these projects that we're speaking to, and we've spoken to some here as well, they're miles and miles and miles away. Not even sure how to do some of what they've said they're doing. And that's not surprising, because it's not easy to put all these elements of technology together. I think horse racing in the Valt, that is popular in Dubai. It is popular here. They just had the World Cup here just a week ago.
And camel racing.
And camel racing. I went to the camel races when I was here 7 or 8 years ago. Partnership with Medikey would be amazing. I'll rename first edition to Peasant. Archimoto Blade Runner Vibe by Hope. Blade Runner? Can't comment. You'll see. Which one gives most tribute to the first 25? The one that gives tribute to the most 25 XP is the little glass ledge that you can walk out to on the edge of one of them. And it's not reinforced glass at all, but there's a really nice etched message underneath the glass. You have to go right out on top of it to each quarter should feel so unique, gives a reason to be based in one as a guest, shop owner, and for events. It's an interesting one, Urban Gecko, because some people might say, oh, I want to be located in a different quarter. But the great part about it for shop owners is they're also going to have apartments. They might actually decide that their main living space is based in one quarter or has views of and is above one quarter looking out over somewhere else to the place that their shop is located. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But I think that there's enough in each of the quarters that I don't think you're going to see that one quarter gets like 90% of the traffic and 10% shared amongst the other three. Nothing like that. I think it will be a very even split, and I think the polls will tell us very quickly. And even like Calanova, from what you've seen to what it's going to become, is just like mind-blowingly different as far as quality is concerned and how much better it is.
Yeah, but Benny, I mean, just because, like, say, Josh has a shop in Calanova, and doesn't mean he's gonna get apartments in Calanova. He may get apartments in the 3 different quarters, right? Unless he buys, off the secondary market. So, he may have to commute to work.
I feel sorry for him because he's going to have to cough up a fortune to buy the number 1 apartment for Calanova's apartment block if he doesn't get it. Can't have the shop without the apartment.
RFOX plan to market 27th April. Yes. Have any well-known gaming companies bought into the gaming quarter? Well, yes, but not like not necessarily household names, but people that are developing games. Yes, that will attract participation. Peasant quarter in the turbine area, huh? You reckon it should be underneath with the? I can't say what's under there.
We'll be sweating and keeping the whole thing in the sky. I promise.
Everyone that lives in the peasant quarter gets a handle, and they've got to it's like the old cars, at the front where they have to turn the handle to keep the power running. How do you see gaming projects typically making use of the Valt? Still trying to come to terms with how that fits together. So gaming projects, we've talked to a lot of different ones, Hopper, but for example, some of the sporting ones that we're working with are saying that they want games that are instances So you might play a sport, do a tour, play a game in the quarters, but it might be an instance that only the people that are playing can see versus other people asking for their shop to be running an instance of a game. But more importantly, I think a lot of the gaming projects at this early stage are looking to have a place where they can do gatherings, meetups, and talk to and educate people in the gaming space and on what they have, selling their NFTs, giving people entry into their gaming platforms. But once Akamoto goes live, that will be a chance for people to have, an esports stadium or to be able to participate in group games and events. Screenshots not allowed, banned, public domain. Don't lie and tell me you have a personal one on your PC. How do we get some of the gold coin penny? Well, I will explain. I think we can give a couple away, but we just got to make it that it's a 5-figure giveaway, so a 5-digit giveaway. So look at this. Already people got circles and magic pens out. In 2 years, what will be popular? Meta comes and wants to buy your project. What will you do? That's a very good question. I think that will happen. Not necessarily Meta, but I think that there'll be a lot of companies, because we're already seeing the interest, looking to buy companies that have started. So I think that will be something that people try and do for sure and certain. Tell them you can suck their cogs. Really? Do I see drones around? Maybe you do. Time travel foils trade sent. All you have to do is click accept. Oh, there you go. Time travel foils are the best. Thoughts on moving to it? I bet you there for RFOX 2020 or something. Thoughts on moving a DAO governance model at a later stage, or a variant where users still vote? We've looked at this a lot. We've talked about this a lot in the early stages of projects. That we haven't really seen DAO models that have worked sustainably for a long period of time as of yet. People in the beginning, if they have too much of a vote when the project is first starting out, vote for how they can make money the fastest they possibly can and just dump and get out, and it's not necessarily the best interest long term. But there's a few projects that are coming out now that look like they've got better structure, and I think the ones that went earlier were sort of sacrificial lambs to the ones that have got a chance of really surviving later. Right, we're nearly running out of time. We've got to go to meet a client, so just really quickly, last couple ultimate flex to tell Zuckerberg about first 25. Imagine that. We'll let you acquire us, but you've got to deal with XP in a closed room for 1 hour first with his 25 cogs. Give us a honk, XP. I love that. When Benny trading hour.
Benny, remember where, the start of the meeting, XP would send a picture of his truck, take a picture looking outside his truck, where sometimes you see sand, sometimes you see snow.
Yeah, now he's like,
There we go. There we go.
Oh, is it really still? Oh, yeah, I guess so. No. What time of the year is it?
It's been raining and snowing today, and we probably expect sunshine at some point. So it's Michigan.
That's climate change for you.
Yeah, Jesus. I saw that. It was snowing or very cold in Austria the other day as well. I was thinking, why? It's so late in the year.
That's climate change for you.
For sure. When Benny trading
all the kangaroos are frozen, Benny?
I don't know. Yeah, all the kangaroos are frozen, mate. No one can ride them to school anymore. Mel Gibson has to give them a lift. When Benny trading hour, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about, Urban Gecko, about an hour where we talk about trades and trading? Because
no, just trading cogs. Nobody cares about information. We all just want your cogs in your wallet.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
just say no.
Maybe some people want to hear trading information, but I just dumb and send my RFOX, so nothing else is relevant to me.
Back in the old days, I actually did a couple of back in the really old days, I did a couple of live trading sessions where we bought and sold stuff actually live in the market. which was
Yeah,
interesting.
so Gecko, find the person who traded Benny, and broke his sets, and then eventually sold all the cogs that Benny traded to him, and that's why Benny's not trading anymore.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been. I got burned, but I'll look at the trades for sure. We want your wallet. That took me a long time to put together. I actually had to patiently, over the course of a year and 18 months, sort of sit there and wait for people to say, I don't understand the value of this one. I'm going to sell it really cheap. So thank you. Oh my gosh. All right. On that note, we've got to go to a client meeting, but thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Appreciate it. That does nothing to tell you what is coming. So really excited to explore a whole heap of stuff for you over the next Sunset Superset. Fixed it. All right, fantastic. Have a great night, guys. Appreciate your time. We will see you back on Wednesday.
Cheers, Benny.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.